Hello everyone, Fishing 4K here. I recently had to purchase 2 heaters and I went ahead and purchased the EHEIM Jagers because I've had a couple in the past and I've had a good experience with them. So I wanted to go ahead and do this unboxing, setup and review video just to give you guys my thoughts and opinions, as well as some pointers or tips when you set up yours, and just to give you an overview of a look into what you're buying. So this is the EHEIM Jager 300 watt. It's good for 160 to 264 gallons. It's a fully submersible, and that's what the front of the box looks like here. You can control from 65 to 93 degrees. It's good for marine, fresh, and fully submersible, of course. So the guide here, if you're looking at purchasing these, here you go. This one's going into a 120, and another one exactly like this will be going into a 125. I went with a 300 because PetSmart didn't have the 250 in stock, and I need to get the temperature up to 79, 80. Currently I'm at 77, and my fish, I can see them kind of stressing a little, so I wanted to go ahead and set up a heater for them. These are some of the features here. So thermal safety control enables running dry protection. Heater will shut off when out of water. It's made of shatterproof glass. Precision temperature regulation. It's fully submersible and waterproof. It's got on or off indicator, and the clamps and suction cups are provided, of course, as well as a long cable of 5.5 feet. So that's always good. And on the back here is just a quick diagram of what all the buttons and dials do, and so that's a quick look at that. Okay, so now to open this this bad boy up. One of the suction cups there. And here we have the heater. Something else in the box there. The manual, as with most things, it's always good to just look over it and just take the time to read it. You don't want to miss anything important or any steps in the setup. I'll cover that stuff when we get to the setup portion of the video, but yeah, always take the time to read your manuals. It's good practice. Okay. So the 300 watt heater here is 17 inches long, and it comes with the bracket here. You just push these suction cups in there. That's how you get them in there. They work well. I like them. Heater's always held in place, and it doesn't really move. But one thing I would prefer is that they would have made the color black on these, because the gray can stick out depending on what kind of background and stuff. But that's nothing major, it's just a little cosmetic thing. So here you've got the temperature dial, which is the blue one here. Oh, here you go. Use this red indicator. It comes preset to 79. Now of course you can go all the way up to 93 and all the way down to 65, right? It can be calibrated if in case the calibration is off, or if you need a special calibrated temperature. You can go through that, and the information is there in the manual. I'll get to that when we do the setup, but for now I just wanted to give you a quick look at what you're buying here. It feels really well made. It's pretty sturdy, and Comes with the long cord, which is good. Sometimes, you know, you have to set up your heater, and having a short cord can kind of, you know, limit the number of places you can place it in the aquarium. So having that long cord is really a big plus for this heater. So I guess let's get to the setup, and I'll go ahead and show you guys my aquarium and where I plan to place it. Okay, so this is the tank that the heater will be going into. It's a 125 gallon, 6 foot long tank here. I have it in my living room, and primarily this is my main tank. I do plan on getting a larger tank in the future, but this is what I'm working with right now. So what I have in here are Frontosas. I have an electric blue Jack Dempsey, an electric blue Acara, some rainbow fish, angelfish, a rainbow shark, and a pleco. Now I know that's kind of like a random pairing of fish, but this is just a temporary housing for some of them. As I get the new tank, some of them will stay in there, and it will be a Lake Tanganyika themed Frontosa tank with a couple oddballs that I like that are compatible with each other. So that's what I'm going to set this up as. So for right now, bear with me. I know it's kind of random, but this is just a temporary housing. I don't want to catch any flack for that. Okay, so with heating, if your goal is max efficiency, you're going to want to set the heater towards the middle and on the bottom close to the substrate. So like around here, maybe on the back. So what that'll do is that'll heat the water, and as it's being heated, it will travel up and disperse throughout the tank. So if your goal is max efficiency, you want to place it down there. Or another option would be to place it where there's current. Your filter outputs is a great spot. So set it near the output. That way the water is being heated and pushed throughout the aquarium. Of course, you can place the heater just about anywhere, and it will work. So if you're worried, you know, like about aesthetics, you kind of don't want to see the cord come up, or if you want to keep it out of sight and out of mind, that works perfectly fine too. Just go ahead and stick it in there, and always make sure that the water level is always above the minimum line on the heater. Most heaters will have a minimum water level indicator, and so what that means is that you always want to keep the water level above that line, just to make sure that there's no safety issues where, you know, the heater could explode because it got too hot, or anything like that. So just be mindful of that wherever you place it. But yes, it will heat your tank anywhere you place it in the tank. As long as you put it in there, it'll work. One tip I do recommend is that you have a thermometer in there, because it's good to monitor your tank water. You never know when temperature could fluctuate, or maybe the heater could malfunction or something. You know, crazy stuff happens all the time. So it's good to have a thermometer in there. So if you don't have one, I would say probably get one before you get a heater, just to make sure that you have a visual reading of what your temperature is at now when you put the heater in, and then as you're operating the heater, you can constantly monitor the temperature in the tank. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set mine here in the middle, maybe about 2 inches below the brace here, and on the back side, just because I want to keep it kind of like out of sight and out of mind. I just want to keep it kind of clean. And I noticed that my fish, they don't really hang out at the top, except for maybe feeding. So for the most part, they're down low. I don't want to take up extra space for them. So I'm just going to go ahead and set it down there, on that side over there. So let me just move the camera and we'll get right to that. Okay, so as per the instructions, you're going to set the heater in the tank for 20 to 30 minutes and just observe it to make sure that no water got into the glass. Once that's done, you're ready to plug it in. So you go ahead and plug it in, which I already did. And the next thing you're going to do is position the suction cups and the holder to the desired location. Okay, now this is the minimum water line that I had mentioned before. You're going to want to keep your water level at this line or above the line. And that's just to make sure that the heater doesn't overheat. If you do lay it down horizontally, you don't have to worry about that since it's going to be submerged. But if your water level does drop, just go ahead and unplug it as an added safety precaution. And the last thing is you're going to want to make sure that the suction cups come into contact with the heater from here to here as per instructions. So I'll just go ahead and do that. And once you've got that set, you're all good to go. If the indicator light doesn't come on immediately, that's okay. It will kick on as soon as it senses the temperature change and the heater needs to come on. It will come on. But that's about it. Okay, so real quick, I just wanted to show you the other aquarium that the second heater went into. And so this is my 120. And the heater is positioned at the same height level, but on the right side on this tank. My canister output is right at the dial, so this one's going to heat a little more efficiently. But yeah, there's the second one. So I just wanted to show you guys how the recalibration process works. I almost forgot. I didn't want to leave it out of this video. So luckily I had another heater. Just I took it out of a 60 gallon and I had it just there. It's a Jaeger as well, and it's 150 watt, and they're all going to be the same basically. Each model in this series is the same, so they have the same features, the same buttons and dials, and it's all the same. The only difference is the wattage and the length of the heating elements. So okay, so if you need to recalibrate this heater, the first thing you're going to do is unplug the power plug. Then you're going to take an accurate reading of the tank temperature without the heater on. So let's say it was 78. So you're going to move this red dial to 78. So it's right there. The center of that arrow is pointing in between 77 and 79, so you're at 78 there. And from there you're going to make your adjustments with the blue dial. So that's going to get you to be calibrated in on what you need. So if you need to go to 81, at that point you would just move the blue dial to 81, or 77, 75, whatever the case may be. But that's how you do it. It's pretty quick, it's pretty easy, it works. I've done it once and it worked out fine. But if you have any questions or whatnot, just leave them in the comments. Hope you guys liked the video. I will be posting more videos. I got some things in the mail, so I'm gonna do some reviews, some lights, some filters, show you guys my tanks and what I got going on for future projects. Hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. And if you have any input, leave some feedback for me, leave some comments. I'd like to hear about you guys, your experience with this heater. If you like it, if you don't like it, if you have recommendations for an alternative. Although I do think overall this is a good heater. I've had them for a couple years, so. But yeah, if you got you got something, just drop it in the comments, and I'll try to get back to you guys. Well, thanks for watching, and be on the lookout for future videos. This is Fishing 4K signing off.